Hello everyone. It's 10:31 p.m. still on Monday night. Um wait, let me turn off the light. So, um well, I did whatever I could today. So, I told y'all what happened earlier this morning, but since the last publicized video, um I don't remember if I told y'all that the fake Darnell Williams perp. Yeah, I did say that he try to lie on me on TikTok and say that I exude. Like, he try to pretend to use fake advanced vocabulary and big words. Trying to say that I exude everything of a non-Christian Satanist. But actually, he wants me to be satanic so bad. So he wants to smear campaign and lie. And he acts like he delusionally believes he owns me. So, if I can get another device, like another laptop, really. I mean, if I can get another PC laptop. I don't do Apple. I never did like Apple. One time I had an iPod Touch, and it was like an iPhone. Well, it was like the iPhone version of a tablet, an Android tablet. But even back then, the Macintosh computers, when I was going to Nicholls State University, I always hated the Mac computers. So like if I get like the PC, that's what I prefer. Like I don't know what the cheaper brands are, but if it's like Hewlett Packard, Dell, or any of those PCs. But I mean, if I had the money and could buy one myself, or if I had a tablet, or even another phone, if I can record it, and because my laptop, it's in my storage unit, but it's so messed up, I need a new one. So if I had another device, I can audio record all those harassing conversations of him and some Indian man trying to make attempt. They were harassing me over the phone and acting like they were making attempts to want to sex traffic me and trying to force me to get in OnlyFans. I don't do stuff. I stay away from that kind of stuff. I have more self-dignity and better values. So, I don't feel comfortable with degrading myself, especially sexually. So, I got some doggone integrity and self-respect. But a narc's mind who think they own you, in their minds, they'll tell you, they disrespect you and telling everybody else how to disrespect you. But then they'll say that you don't have any self-respect. So, with my Uber ride today, they had a fake nice perp. And she had, she looked like a tatted up Satanist. And I'm like, I thought that when you have an Uber rider, maybe because she's a female, she had a boyfriend or whatever, maybe as a form of protection or something. But I thought that you're not supposed to have anybody to ride with you. I see people do it a lot with DoorDash or Uber Eats, but not with regular Uber. So, but she was a fake nice perp, but she picked me up. She had a dirty car. And she was all nice or whatever. And then the moment I got like just before I got out of her car, she deliberately pointed at my house and flashed the devil horns hand sign on purpose, like she wanted me to see it, and she did it twice. And so when I went to the get the mailbox, the PO box, I was able to get the PO box this, so at first they tried to give me a hard time. Like the first lady, she told me, the first lady told me that the first lady told me that it was before 9:30, I think, when I went over there, and she told me to come back at 10. And then later on she said, well, come back at 1 p.m. because I'm the only one working here and I'm swamped, and she's like, I'm the only one working here and I'm swamped, so come back at 1, don't come back at 10, come back at 1 p.m. after 1 o'clock. So yeah, she was saying that she's all swamped up and it's the day after the holidays and they're back up, because it's the day after the holidays and everything. So then it was after 1 o'clock. I came, it was another person, and I'm like, they had a perp. When I got to the post office, they had a perp. He looked like he was Mexican, and he had and what looked like approximately 2001 model of a red Ford Escape, that he was sitting here in his vehicle waiting for me. And he started giving me mean looks before I even pointed the camera at him. Before I aimed the camera at him, he was already giving me mean looks. So later on, I'm like, well, if you're looking at me like that, then you're giving yourself away as a perp. So then, he sat there in his car, the SUV, and I walked inside I walked inside of the I walked inside of the post office, and they had a different person there. So she was also Hispanic, but I could tell she was a Tejano, like Americanized, So she said that she was filling in from the lady this morning, that she came from a different post office. So she said, well, the other lady won't be back until 2, and I'm just filling in for her. So I admit that I didn't realize till after I think that maybe I did overreact, getting mad and frustrated or whatever, but I apologized to her, And I'm like, well, ain't this some, thought in my head, this got to be part of the gang stalking. I'm like, y'all wasting my time, holding me back, delaying me, and everything like that. I'm like, if she was supposed to have been back, but I heard that she wasn't going to be back until 2 o'clock. But I guess after my so-called tantrum, if y'all narcs want to call it a tantrum. So, so then I went and later on, well, she said, well, I'm from a different post office, so I don't know if the system might be different or whatever. At first she was trying to say she couldn't do it. I'm like, come on, man. Y'all gonna make me leave and then come back a third time? Third time? I'm like, come on, y'all, and I'm like, I'm not coming back here. So eventually I was able to get my P.O. box, get the business done. The P.O. box costed $30, and then I got 2 keys for $10, which was a total of $40. And then shortly before we got done the transaction, that man, they had a line of people that formed behind me, and nobody was really in the office when I came. But then they had a line full of people behind me, and one of them had on a red. I understand it was her work uniform. A red HEB, polo work shirt. But she was standing right behind me, but she didn't bother me. But, I don't even know if that was strategic, if I worked at Family Dollar, the shirt would have to be red, right? But, so I'm, trying to give her the benefit of the doubt. So, if I would have worked longer at Avis, the uniform shirt was red. So then I got what I needed, and shortly before I was done the transaction, she pointed at the box maybe or something, and she flashed the devil horns. And I'm like, well, this small little town right here got some Satanist motherfuckers around here, and they got like a church on every corner. They got a church on every, 2 or 3 churches on every little corner in this rural town. Where ain't no services, they can't do nothing for you, and you have to go to the bigger city to get services or whatever. So then I found out about, I didn't realize you had to download the app, and a specific app for the 85-cent Blizzard from Dairy Queen. But, so I got, it was a small one. So it's like, I guess the Blizzard must be Dairy Queen's version of a fancier and more sophisticated version of fake McDonald's McFlurries. So for breakfast I had that big ass taco, and for so-called lunch, and I had a half a brownie, and for so-called lunch I had just a bag of chips and the Blizzard. But then I heard there's another Blizzard, a mini one that I could get for free, but maybe next time. So then they had a man that lived like right behind me on the side of me that has that expedition, and he had he didn't act like a perp, but maybe he was, because he had his pants, I'm gonna say literally halfway down, showing his ass, cheeks, and crack. Now, that's ridiculous, motherfucker. Why don't you pull your doggone pants up? I tried to get him on film, but the phone, it wouldn't even press record. So I was talking for nothing. But he had his I think that might have been a perp move. The fact that he had his pants literally halfway down, like as if he wanted me to see his ass and his ass cheeks. It was a white man too. Right on the side right here, and right, I guess next door, right behind me or whatever. And he was throwing away some trash. Like, the moment I walked and came outside or whatever. But it's like he wanted me to see it. He wanted me to see his ass, cheeks, and crack. And I'm like, that's doggone ridiculous. How old are you? Like 60? So then, I did what I needed to do. I came back here, and it was after 4:30. I dozed off and took a nap. And I guess it was a good nap because I think it was after 7:30 or so. I guess I took an approximately 2 or 3 hour nap. Like, my body forced me to doze off and fall asleep. And so I'm glad it's warmer in here now. And the temperature got up to, I don't know if it was 75 or 78 degrees. And it was warm. Not that warm, but, it was kind of warmer. So it's helping me feel more comfortable in here. So, but they said because of the big thing that happened in March 2020 that changed the world, that changed lives or whatever, in a bad way. That C word, 19. I heard that the rural transportation, that you have to call a day in advance and it can't be the same day. So I think that I told y'all in a previous video that I have an appointment with the tax thing tomorrow, and it's only evening hours. It's not earlier hours. So I told y'all that the rural transportation runs like every 2 hours and pick you up, and the last one is 4:00 in the evening. So I put in the community post that I needed help with $75 for both the way to get back here tomorrow, after the taxes are done. I don't know what time I'll be done, but the appointment is at like 6:00 in the evening, and they said that's the last one. And then I would need an Uber ride on the way back. Excuse me, I would need an Uber ride on the way back, because there would be no other transportation, or else I'd be stuck out on the streets in an unfamiliar area. And stuck out overnight on the streets with nowhere to go, nowhere to sleep, nowhere to be. So I did an estimate, and it looked like they said that the Uber ride is, how they fluctuate, right? So the Uber ride is about $30 from there to over here. And that's what I calculated. What I did put in the information. So that's about $30. So one person donated me $20 and said it's towards the Uber. So I need help with as soon as possible. I need help with $55 more for the rest of the Uber ride, plus the money for I need help with $55 more for the rest of the Uber ride, plus the money for the DMV, to get the driver's license. And I have an appointment scheduled for that. So I have like the free transportation on Wednesday, early in the morning, I got to get up and go to try to get the driver's license. But I need help with the $55 for the rest of the Uber ride for tomorrow evening, plus the driver's license on Wednesday. And then I don't know if the other buses in the main city are still free, or if they cost something. But so I'm gonna after the driver's license, I'm gonna try to fit in what I could with trying to get, the Social Security and the food stamps, Medicaid and stuff, and need to get everything done and be back got the appointment to come back here no later than 4:00 in the evening. Afternoon. So then after that, as I said, past Wednesday, then I won't have really any money for food or anything else. So I've been rationing baths and showers and laundry, because I also need to get laundry done. But, my finances just so, I have almost nothing. But they said that it's very hard for black people to get a job out here. But I saw a black guy working at the at the gas station nearby. He was working with the taco area, the Mexican food area. So I heard that they're building a new Family Dollar and they're taking in applications, but they already got the Dollar General. And people say, well, they're always hiring. But with my disability, I cannot work those places because they blast loud music. And at the Dairy Queen, they blast loud music over there too. Everywhere. But the post office, I asked if they had any openings. They said it's basically so small that's only one person. So I try to offer, try to see if I can get a job there, but they said no, it's just one person. So the post office, they don't blast loud music over there, but at the downtown Pensacola, Florida post office, they were not blast loud music too loud, but they had music playing in a way that if I worked there, it would be bothersome to me. So, yeah, so it's like now, so I ate that taco, the stuffed mega fat taco for breakfast plus half a brownie. Then for lunch I had, a bag of chips and Dairy Queen 85-cent little blizzard. But guess what though? I feel like I want to try to change my eating habits to, eating healthier. I want us to try to eat more nutritious and eat healthier. And so then for dinner, I had the last of the leftover curry beef with more onions than the meat and curry, and I think those were, if those weren't shreds of bamboo, I don't think it was artichoke. I don't think it was. It might have been either bamboo or artichoke, and it was it was so good, but The but that lemon chicken, I have that left over, and it's like in a little freezer part. But I also try to eat the egg drop soup. I ate the egg drop soup also before it would go bad. So they got so many fruit flies, outside, the gross, nasty, satanic, evil flies. They got so many flies, like right outside, and they got the garbage can right by my place. So I'm gonna be freaking out because I really hate flies, gnats. No matter what color the gnats are, whether it's black gnats, brown gnats, red gnats, or white gnats, whatever kind of gnats. I hate gnats. I hate fruit flies. I hate rats and mice. And I hate bed bugs. I hate spiders. And any other creepy crawly, anything labeled a pest. And earlier, a caterpillar crawled right by my foot. Right by my shoe. And I don't know if it would have stung me, but it was a caterpillar that crawled right directly by my shoe. So they got big, huge flies and gnats every doggone where here. Yuck. But I love the warm weather, but is there any way I can have the flies and gnats? I'm sorry, the nice warm weather without the flies, gnats, and anything else. Oh, and I hate roaches. Earlier, when I went to try to grab a trash bag and I took out the trash because the house was smelling like a dead animal for some reason. And I took out the trash and there was a big fat roach that crawled out of the little box with the trash bags in it, and it crawled out of the box and jumped onto my face and jumped onto my clothes, and I freaked out really bad. I'm like, this roach must be from that hotel. I think that's the second roach I saw in here since being here. And I think the roaches and the brown, the roaches came from that hotel. And the brown gnats come from traveling with the Greyhound. So today I saw some gnats flying around, but it wasn't as many. And but one of them got inside the little mini refrigerator, the refrigerator, and I freaked out about that too. But good thing I was able to kill it. So I hope there aren't any more. So all I have left in the refrigerator is the half a brownie and the 2 tacos and that in the freezer part I have that nasty ass lemon chicken and the rest of that, the little rice that goes with it. And that's all the food I have. That's all the food I got. But I'm starting to feel cold. I'm starting to feel cold in here now, Wow. So yeah, when somebody donated me $20 just now, and then they took out some fee already that turned out to be $19.40, and then once I accepted it, then they took out more fees, would turn out to be $19.06. So it looks like on the website it said that the driver's license costs $33. So the reason why I'm asking for help with $55 more, because well, somebody already donated me 20. So then I would need help with 10 more for the Uber ride for tomorrow. 10. And then also 33. That's 43. But because of the fact that, they take out fees with PayPal, Cash App, or whatever, that's why I asked for total 75 to have a little cushion and make sure I have enough. And maybe if I gotta ride the bus in town, I don't know if I might have to pay the bus fare. I'm not quite sure. So I'm just trying to make sure I have enough covered. That's why for now I'm trying to ask for 55 more to cover the cost of the driver, to make sure, I cover the cost of the driver's license plus the rest of the cost of the Uber. And thanks in advance, for any help with, me trying to get everything in place. And so yeah, in this tiny little town, it seems like everybody I encounter is a perp. No matter whether they're black, white, Mexican. I don't see any Asians around here. But or even if they're Native American or something like that. Everybody around here, not every single person, but almost everybody I encounter, is a perp. And it's like this town is so small to have so many people perping me. This town is too small to have that many people perping me. I couldn't even walk out. The moment I walked out of my door this morning, I got the video footage too. But as I said, it's like, so if I would have went all out in exposing all the footage publicly, then I probably would have been evicted from here or kicked out of here. Kicked out of here or banned from here, So it's like, it seems like if I keep my mouth shut and keep quiet, which is like compromising and giving them what they want. They want me to be quiet. They want my silence and compliance. But if I stand up for what's right and speak out, then I will end up being back to square one again. So I have to, they want to brag, like the online perps narcissistically brag about how I better be on my P's and Q's. Or I better be on my toes. Or I better keep it cute. So, I'm forbidden and not allowed to publicly expose. I'm still being heavily targeted, and I ain't selling out and I ain't sold out. But, if I do reveal so much, y'all gonna be shocked at how much stuff I could not even publicize. So, I had to see quite a few one-head-like criminals following me pretty much, even with the Uber ride, I had at least 2 or 3 one-head-like perps, and all day I had to see perps with the arm hanging out the window, elbow out the window, and everything else. But the perps here, they'd be ready to flip out when you put them on film. They'd be ready to flip out and make a big scene. So at this spot, it's definitely no DoorDash to come here. And definitely the 3 or 4 places at the most for Uber Eats. But I like, now that I'm more familiar and stuff, that was a one-time emergency thing. I usually don't even do Uber Eats. I usually don't do business with Uber Eats. On rare occasions I have, but I usually, for my food and whatever, I would usually do DoorDash. But I usually but since they don't have DoorDash that services here at all, the Uber Eats, when the electricity went out, I had no choice but to do the Uber Eats when the electricity went out. So, but that stretched me from Friday all the way until tomorrow would be Tuesday. So, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So like 4 or 5 days. And y'all bitching about me wasting money on Uber Eats, but I was at least able to stretch the doggone food for a few days, and so then I don't know. As I said, the regular perps and fake TI perps, they hunting for a way to destroy me, and they be on my ass. They be on my ass, and just looking for some loophole. And they're the criminal traffickers falsely trying to look for an excuse to criminalize me for something. They're hunting for something to criminalize me about. Just looking for an opportunity or an opening to justify why Candice did something wrong. Or why Candy's a bad person. Candy's a criminal. And everything about them, if they deserve to get killed for their shit, they deserve to get their asses whipped. They deserve jail or prison. But they turn it on me and say that I deserve all these things. I deserve to get hurt. I deserve to get killed. I deserve to get my ass whipped. I deserve to be thrown in prison or locked up in a mental institution. All is a form of punishment that I don't deserve. And you're not qualified or have the authority to punish me. None of y'all do. So, yeah, like 33 plus 10 is 43. But then, as I said, Uber be taking out, I'm sorry, the PayPal or whatever, PayPal, Venmo, whatever, they take out fees. They take out certain fees. So, they take out certain fees. And so also I was trying to have a little bit cushion in case I needed bus fare as well. So, I'm trying to ask for what I need. And the online perps and fake TI perps and narcissistic abusers, they're all together. They falsely accuse me of mismanaging and incorrectly spending and squandering the money donated to me, as if it's like bullshit or whatever. Driver's license and PO box and stuff to get mail, and that's very important. So how is that frivolous? Because you don't want me to live. You don't want me to be alive. You don't want me to survive. But you don't have the authority to call the shots on Candy Grand Prix's life. You're not God. You're working for the devil. And then they're the first to say that I'm hateful. Candy is very hateful. Yeah, because of the so-called reactive abuse to y'all initial perp and narc abuse. So, yeah, I just got here in this town, and the perps be ready to flip out when I put them on film. They do so more. I mean, they be got their guard up, ready to flip out. And I almost got hit by a car. Like every time I try to walk by the gas station, when there's always this perp that be trying to hit me with their car. But I'd be trying to go to the gas station or the post office. It was a white lady that had like it looked like a light green Chevy, green or gray. I think it was a light green Chevy Impala. And I couldn't get it on film, or did I have it on film? And she she nearly struck me with her car turning, and she didn't even wait to let me walk like you couldn't wait 5 seconds to let me walk away. You would nearly hit me with your car, trying to act like you're in such a hurry to get to the doggone gas station. The gas station ain't going nowhere. But you nearly took, you nearly hit me with your car. Now that is illegal driving. You nearly hit me with your car. So also, I desperately need laundry done because the other clothes that I had, they're all dirty. And remember, I told y'all I have just like 2 outfits plus an extra pair of pants. So I desperately need laundry done as well. So that's all in part of me asking for help with the $55 more or 75 total. And then after Wednesday, after tomorrow's Tuesday. After tomorrow, as far as food goes, I'm going to be flat broke with no money for food. And if you get an income, like if you get SSI and Social Security, they do not give you emergency food stamps. You can apply for food stamps, but they won't give you emergency food stamps unless you have zero, zilch, nada, no income at all. So, the Social Security, like I saw on my feed, they said that with the inflation and rising costs, that people on Social Security, that they're worried that the little bit of increase that we got is still not enough to cover the cost of everything. Like some people were saying that, we were supposed to get $200 extra, but no, whatever the price was, I can't calculate right now, but hold up. I'm trying to figure out what's 100 minus 37. 63. So I guess I got, 9, 10. I guess I got a $73 increase from last year. But, everything is just so tight. And they say, if you're black, then good luck trying to get a job around here in this small town. Even in a bigger city, that, good luck trying to get a job. So, what I could do is work on my writings, but most people don't really pay attention. But on my blog post, the blog posts that get all the fame is when I expose the truth about narcissistic abusers, fake TI perps, and regular perps. If you're a narc, then you are a perp. Whether you sold out or narcissistic abuser is a perp. It's a narc that gets you put in the program. And like the fake nice narcissistic abusers are supposed covert narcs. They pretend to be fake nice, and then once you figure them out, that's when they flip and start to act like an overt narc or a grandiose narc, you know, later on. And then narcs don't believe in forgiveness, but they always tell you you have to forgive. They hypocritically tell you you have to forgive. You know, so so I'm worried. Like, you know that when you do taxes, it takes 3 weeks for you to get your money back, right? So if I do the, in which I'm scheduled to do the taxes tomorrow, doing the taxes tomorrow, then like if I do the taxes tomorrow, then 3 weeks from tomorrow, that's when I should be able to get the refund back. But I don't know exactly how much it is, but I don't even know what tax credits I can get, because I haven't been having food stamps or they cut off the SSI and everything. So I don't even know if the tax credit amount would be smaller. But I don't know. I'm gonna see. But I heard that it won't be nearly as big as last year. You know. But I didn't even know that people say that even if you didn't work, then you can file for taxes and get tax credits. But I don't know. I need to double check about that. But I did work a little bit, but I'm supposed to get a little bit of something back. So I mean, but yeah. Before I go though, I also wanted to mention that I noticed that they're gaslighting and manipulating my YouTube subscriber account. I mean, my subscriber count numbers. Like, I had 1,235 YouTube subscribers. And then when I had a feud with Anthony, because he picked on me first, unprovoked, I lost 4 subscribers, which left me down to 1,231. And then some point later on, I had gained like 9 more subscribers, which left me at 1,240 right on the dot, 1,240 right on the dot. And then a few hours later, they put me back at 1,229, like 1,229. Now, like they're fucking with my subscriber count. They're manipulating my subscriber count. So then they turn around and say I had 1,230. So now that I'm monetized and over 1,000 subscribers, when a new person subscribes, I don't get that notification that of a public subscriber anymore. I don't get that public notification. I don't get the notification that such and such so and so has subscribed to your channel. But I get the precise amount of subscribers shown in the YouTube studio. You know, like every video that I do, it's exhausting. Sometimes I give y'all a little liberty and like it'll be 30 views and I still didn't put the monetization on that video. But every video that I do, I have to go back into YouTube studio and go and get it and press like set it to monetized or whatever. But I get more yellow dollar signs with the ad suitability. I get more of those than the green. But I just caught on to the idea that I guess any word that YouTube feels the need to censor in my videos, and it don't even have to be curse words. And some videos I might cuss like a sailor and still show the green one. So I don't know. But I get more yellow dollar signs and not eligible to monetize or whatever. So I don't know what's up with that, and I don't know if or when I get the first payment for the monetization. But after I became monetized, they said something about the special monetization with the shorts, but they it's like I'd be lucky if I get 12 views on the YouTube shorts, especially when I try to show the short stories or whatever. But with the YouTube shorts and on TikTok, they make sure I don't blow up. They make sure I'm suppressed. And if the videos do kind of blow up, it's like the perps take advantage of giving like abusive, cruel comments and everything. So it would be a big fat miracle if I do get a job in this tiny little town. And but as I said, my opportunities are limited because of my disability. I mean, if they trained me and showed me how to work at the post office, I can probably do it. But the thing, they don't have, as I say, they don't really have loud blasting music over there. But I mean, at the Dairy Queen, Family Dollar, and other places, I get this like noise hurts my ears, and I would be super distracted and couldn't concentrate and couldn't focus, and that's been part of my disability. Like when I was going to school, like they put me in a special ed resource room to go take tests and exams where I could have extended time and test alone, even in college. So like for testing and exams, I would get time and a half, or sometimes they may not be completely and totally alone, but it might be in a room full of other disabled people, and they have like the disabled testing center or something like that. So I got those accommodations, but the fact that I have a fresh new start here in Texas, I don't know how I can bypass or dodge the mental health system. If there's any primary care doctor who can refer me to a neurologist for my Tourette's, but then I have to be getting appointments. Some people say that the Tourette's is neurological, and other people say it's neuropsychiatric. But they want me to be compliant with the mental health in order for me to get the accommodations at the job or work, and for them to write out a doctor's note. For them to write out a doctor's note for me to get whatever accommodations for a job and at work. Because remember, at that job on UWF campus in the bookstore, that manager gave me a hard time. And the foster family, they don't give a damn. So I could never contact the foster family again, really. They don't want me around, just like the biological family. And the foster mom, she's the one who had all those records, and I got some of them in my storage unit. But it's in my storage unit in Pensacola. But even then, they want updated and recent records. I don't even know if Social Security can put something on, if they have anything to put for me. I don't think they will, but for me to get any special accommodations, to work any of. I mean, I cannot work at no Dairy Queen and Dollar General because of the the loud music and the noise. And when I was a teenager, the psychiatrist Dr. Champa Chakraborty, she had told me that she knew that working fast food would not be a good fit for me because of my disability. And she was right about I thought she was just trying to down talk me because I was like 14, 15, 16, 17 years old. But I thought she was trying to down talk me and just shoot down my hopes. But my first job was, Popeyes and fake Gretna. And at the Popeyes and Gretna, I couldn't even at the Popeyes in Gretna, I lasted. That's the first job and the longest job I ever in my life had. And they thought they were funny that if I worked 4 months and the tax returns came, and they said that with the taxes, all I was able to get was like, and I didn't even get that money. I was too dumb and young, didn't know about filing for taxes, but the tax refund would have been like $17.13 or 17 or something like that. And I'm like, well, damn, that is like so low. So but I worked 4 months. That was the longest. Well, it wasn't even 4 months. Because it was September 11th. Well, it was almost precisely 4 months because it was September 11th, 2000, all the way through up until January 5th, 2001. And that was the foster grandma Amelia Collins' birthday, but she had been deceased for 3.5 years, 3.5 years by that time. But no, over 3 years. It wasn't quite 3.5 years, but so they workplace mobbed me my senior year in high school, and I had a difficult time trying to manage with the ghetto gum clickers and the loud music and stuff. They put me in the back to work the prep, and my job description, I had to wash all the dishes and keep the area clean, and also prepare the food items and keep inventory on all the food or whatever. And but that was when I fell in love with frozen pecan pies, like eating frozen pecan pies. So I mean, I would prepare like I would put the butter and prepare the biscuits and put them in the oven, and prepare the red beans and rice, and prepare the mashed potatoes and gravy, and prepare the dirty rice. They already came prepackaged and I guess frozen, and I had to put them in this boiling hot water and sit them in there until everything thawed out and got warm. And I had to do like temperature checks and all that, but they workplace mobbed me with that job, and it had been almost 4 months, but not quite. But then I was totally blacklisted for good and could not get a job for a long time. Even 2003, I was trying to get a job in transition between Nichols when I had to withdraw and before I enrolled in UNO, University of New Orleans. And in between that time, I I was trying to look for a job, and I had a couple of temp service jobs where they workplace mobbed me and they were abusive. And I don't even like, one of them was called Black Tie Service, and they fucked over me real bad. And I worked a couple of assignments And I would always look in this employment guide back then, and it's like nobody ever wanted to hire me for a long time. So like with Popeyes, I got fired for reporting the manager for sexual harassment, but I saw one of the coworkers in my hometown, New Orleans, and come to find out, I didn't realize that he was, trying to sexually harass and bother her too. I'm like, we were minors, we were underage. Like, if you're a man married to a Hispanic woman and bisexual, and you're an abusive narc and a bully, you like to bully, harass, and lecture people, pick fights with people. That Dwight Harris guy, and he used to be a narcissistic man with the Jerry curl, a played out Jerry curl, and I used to call him Jerry curl head whole fucking Dwight, and then I used to call him Darlene, and he used to act, have effeminate ways and stuff. But he like had mixed kids and a Hispanic woman, from what I think I remember. And he acted feminine, and he used to make sexual advances at me. So I got fired for reporting the manager for sexual harassment, and couldn't get a job for a long time. But before then, they gave me so many job rejections where I couldn't get a job. And at the bowling alley in Gretna, it doesn't exist anymore. But at that bowling alley, it was a white man who made jail threats and falsely accused me of harassment when I tried to get a job at the bowling alley. And I'm like, well, people are not calling back. They don't want to hire me. And they're like, well, keep on going to them, or people were giving advice to, keep on going to them and be persistent and show them you want to work. It doesn't work. I mean, as I said, that I was blacklisted from employment before I was still a child, still a teenager. And the foster mom was like, even after I was 18 years old and tried to get jobs, the foster mom militantly didn't want me to work. And she used to sabotage every job I would get by smear campaigning, because she still had her house phone, and they would call her about me, and she would smear campaign and either tell them do not hire me, or she would tell them to keep a close watch on me. I'm like, why is she doing this? That's why I figured it was that bitch got me. I mean, I apologize. I'm so doggone sorry to myself. I need to forgive myself for having the Stockholm syndrome and blindly idolizing her. And it's like, yo, light skin and so-called pretty hair and stuff, or hazel eyes or whatever, don't even fucking matter. Bitch, you're fucking evil. You're evil. I can't believe that's the biggest betrayal, the biggest backstab. And I already knew she was abusive, but I didn't realize the foster mom would go this far. Her and her sister Mickey didn't want me to work. I went to New York. I tried to get jobs. They wouldn't work. They didn't want me to, with housing, they didn't want me to work in New York. And then when I went to Denton, Texas, they sabotaged every job I tried to get. And then it was always where it's not on the bus line. And it's like all the job opportunities were not on the bus line, and you definitely needed a car. And so I'm like, this is senseless. Like in Cincinnati, it's like that, where all the job opportunities are 30 minutes away from where the bus line is. Like all the job opportunities are where the buses don't run and where you need a car. Like that don't make no doggone sense. So Candy Grand Prix needs a fucking car and a laptop, or either one. And in order to get an increase of chances of job opportunity, I need something. So I live, like, I think it's between 2 and 3 hours away from Houston, Texas. And I forgot how far away from San Antonio, and about 4 or 5 hours away from Dallas or something like that. So those are kind of a little bit out there. But this is the only housing opportunity I have. But you know, if I didn't have the storage unit, that's an extra over $100 I could have that I could have, but so but I'm trying to get a job. I mean, as I said, this place is not what I truly would like, or it's not what I would consider ideal for me. But I'm glad to have a roof over my head, but it's indefinite because I mean, if I expose the gang stalking publicly, then I could be back to square one, you know. But I mean, as I said, these perps, they be ready to flip out. I mean, my first night here, they had perp activity. And people who I know you don't, I just got here, but I know you don't stay here. I know you a perp. And then lie and say, well, I got such and such family member. Oh, my husband's mom lives here. Y'all don't live here, so why you got the loud ass truck idling? So so I'm kind of scared because past Tuesday or Wednesday, having no money at all, like even after getting the business handled, like no money for food. I need to get either laundry done or I need help with getting some more clothes. I mean, I either need laundry done or help with getting more clothes. And I'm about to be like flat penny broke. So it's not a guarantee yet for me to get food stamps. I gotta see what's going on. If they turn me down, I'll let y'all know. Because I've heard some people who get a social security check and they'd be like, well, they turned me down for food stamps because they said I get too much. I'm like, well, how much you supposed to get? So, I mean, I don't know. It's just weird. No, they might give me crumbs. I don't know. Or they might give me that 100 or maybe even 200. I don't know how much they would give me. So, it's 11:39 p.m. And, as I said, I'm trying to get help with $55 more to cover the cost of it being enough for the Uber ride so I won't have to be stuck out in the middle of nowhere. Plus the driver's license, to try to get the driver's license. And then thanks y'all for y'all help. And I'm just clueless and don't know what to do after Wednesday. I mean, so I'm gonna end up financially. I mean, I have this roof over my head, but I'm gonna end up financially struggling all month if I can't get a job, which is gonna be very hard. So, thanks for listening to me, and I'll see y'all tomorrow, and keep updating y'all on what's going on. But please look in the description box on ways y'all can help me, and I need help with $55 more. And thanks, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Love y'all.